Scholars, welcome to the Fall 2019 Physical Activity Epidemiology course. I'm Dr. Gene Fitzhugh, your professor. Later, you'll meet Mr. Aaron Wood, your teaching assistant. I encourage you to look at our biographies, which are online, to get a background of who we are. Last week, I sent you a syllabus via email. Hopefully, you had a chance to look at that and realize that you've got a textbook you need, and that you'll have a full 16 weeks of material for the class. I want to go over the syllabus right now, and then I want to talk about the requirements for this week's Module 1. So let's go back and look at the website here. You'll note we've got quick and easy links to each week's materials with the dates demarcated. You see the examination September 23rd, October 29th, and December 9th and 10th. Your final will be you'll have a 48-hour window to complete your final examination. We'll talk more about that later. Let's look at the syllabus, what I sent you earlier. I'm going to highlight that for you. You can see our office hours. I'm here on Wednesdays. I will be traveling this semester on a Centers for Disease Control grant in Hardeman County, Tennessee. I'm trying to be here Wednesday mornings, but I also make office hours by appointment. We do have a course textbook, Physical Activity Epidemiology, 2nd edition. You can access that by used books or electronically. There is a link within the course. The course goes, you can read those, but basically we're looking about how physical activity, how much do you need to lower your risk? And this, in my mind, also applies to the people you'll be interacting with in your life. Across the lifespan, how much physical activity do you need? The learning outcomes, we're going to be focusing on the 2008 and 2018 Physical Activity Guidelines for Americans, including the information provided in your text. I have a series of video lectures for you to watch, both in the studio and at my desk, right here where I'm talking to you now. Here's the grading assessment and the requirements to get an A, a B, or C, D, or F. You'll note you have 3 sources of points for the class. First, 60% of your grade is the examinations. Second, you'll have a quiz each week after you watch and read the material for that week. The deadline will be Sunday evening at midnight. Every Monday morning, we release the next week's material, and you've got to read or watch the video in sequence to be able to progress to those quizzes and ultimately the exams. If you don't, you'll be penalized. If you delay or if you fail to read the chapter, ultimately you're going to be penalized. So you'll need a notebook to take notes from your readings as well as the videos, and then link them together for the big picture for that particular disease and physical activity. Lastly, we have reading assignments each week, or very close to each week. You'll have a short quiz immediately after that reading is assessed by you. So you'll read it, you'll take notes, and then you'll have a quiz. That's 20% of your grade. So the module quizzes are 20%, the reading quizzes are 20%, and your final exam is 60%. So I've got a bunch of information related to the resources you have available in the syllabus. I have a section on academic dishonesty, which really comes into play with this online course. And we have several methods that we can detect if you cheat or are dishonest. We've had to use it in the past. I know there are temptations, but I'm going to ask you right now or tell you, do not do that. You can see the implications for such an event. We have policies spelled out for you. And then lastly, you'll see the actual course syllabus. This week you're on the Introduction to Physical Activity Epidemiology. You'll spend the next couple of weeks learning about epi. And then finally on week 5 you'll start talking or looking at all-cause mortality, the risk of dying as it relates to your past physical activity. You'll then have an exam, and you'll come back from that exam looking at specific diseases. In fact, we're all the way up into November looking at specific diseases, one disease per week. We'll then transition the last couple of weeks to talk about how we can promote physical activity, and then we'll end with a final examination over that December 9th and 10th time frame. Print the syllabus out, read it, ask Mr. Wood or I if you have any questions. So let's go back. I'm going to minimize this now, and we'll go to week 1. In week 1, we actually, because it's a short week, you'll have an introductory video, which you're watching now. Then you have 2 lectures to watch where I'm in the studio talking about PA-EPI as a new field. I'll then switch over and talk about preventive medicine. And after that, you'll have a quiz. Now you can watch both videos and you can read the chapter, the preliminary chapter and introduction in your text. And you can actually do that all in one day and take the quiz. Or you can wait and do it over the weekend. You've got to practice due diligence in blocking out time each week. Don't wait until the end to watch the videos. Block out time each week to read the chapter, because I am pulling questions from the chapter that may not be in the videos. There'll be questions related to on the videos, and combined you'll have that summary quiz each week. I can't emphasize enough to be successful, and by that I'm talking about a B+ or higher. You really need to take 2 sets of notes that merge into one before you sit down and log on and take the quiz, and especially when you take the examinations. Now, Mr. Wood and I will be each week sending you out sort of a study guide related to that week's material, so you can begin to prepare for the exam as each week, actually, to help you. Time management. Ask questions. Mr. Wood is your first point of contact. It's going to be a great semester. Really a great semester. This is the year that Alabama comes to UT. And you know I'm an Alabama grad, and I love my Kentucky basketball, but that's for the spring semester. All right, go ahead, watch me in the studio, and good luck to you. Have a great semester. Ciao.